John Cena's The Last Time is over. And controversy follows. We will be talking about this and more tonight on the Wrestling Council. Thanks for being here, guys. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joined as always by my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
Ho, ho, filthy animals.
You can catch us there every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about all the news in wrestling. You can also follow us on social media, scrolling below. It's also in the description as well. And big week this week for professional wrestling. Obviously, Saturday night's main event, John Cena finishing up his career in a very controversial match against Gunther. We'll talk about it, what the people are saying, what they're having issues with, agreeing and disagreeing. We'll give our opinions on it, and talk about a little bit about other stories coming in the wrestling. But we'll wait for everybody to slowly trickle in here. How's your week, man?
Getting better. Snow this past weekend. That was fun.
That was, man, we got absolutely murdered. Work was rough, but it is what it is, my brother.
It's that time of the year, baby.
Yep. But yeah, so Saturday night's main event, I thought overall the show was all right. Just a couple things here and there, but we'll get more into that.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was all right. Like I said, there's the big controversy. Obviously, the big story is people's issues or lack thereof of Cena versus Gunther.
The Ring General.
The Ring General. Yeah, they need that. I'm so glad that they moved away from that, trying to turn him into a babyface. He that dude is a natural heel, man. But and he's like we always talked about, he's a throwback in the best way possible. But real quick, we'll check in with the chat here. First up, Big Daddy was being said, hey yo, Big Daddy, appreciate you being here, brother.
Hey yo.
The original Learning Tree, guys, make sure you check out Big Daddy's channel, Guardian of Chaos. Guardian of Chaos. Let me get the link here. Big Daddy's always putting up awesome videos. He put up one recently. Oh God, it was Bruiser Brody and Giant Baba, and I couldn't remember who the other two guys was, but man, it was a really cool video. But lots of old school videos, lots of old school insight. The original Learning Tree, Chris Jericho can suck it. And guys, always go and give Big Daddy some love. Check out his videos and everything. Dude is he is the genuine article.
Yes, he is.
All right, post that there real quick. Boom. Also appreciate everybody that's watching. We're viewing from YouTube, from Twitch, and from
X.
X. I'm sorry, not Twitch. X. Formerly known as Twitter and Facebook. So check us out on whichever platform you prefer. Next up was Malacito. Sup, people? What's up, Malacito?
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
I cannot find that original. I always have to use that one that I was able to pirate away from that first video. That first time we used it when we were about to watch NXT. But
Wow, 63.
63 what?
Maldacino. Good news, Bob. It's finally cold here in SoCal. It's 63 and sunny right now.
That's cold, dude. It was we actually had a warming spell today, and we hit 30. So yeah, it's gonna get. We're actually gonna have one day where it's gonna be close to 50, and then of course, what's gonna happen is everything's gonna melt, and then the next day it's gonna drop down to the 20s, and everything's gonna freeze, and we'll all be wearing ice skates.
Yep.
But it is what it is. What it is. Okay. Let me see here. What am I going to do? Oh, no, where's my stuff? Oh no. What the hell?
What?
Where's
what?
Oh, there it is. Oh, my web browser broke into two friggin' sections.
What?
Yeah. My web browser broke into two different sections, and it took my StreamYard and everything else, and it put it on to a different onto a different web browser. So let me go ahead and fix this. Gotta put them all on one again so that I can. I'm like, what the hell, man? Why can't I couldn't find my I couldn't find all my links and stuff. I'm like, what the freaking hell is this? This is madness.
Good job, sure.
Oh my God. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. Technical difficulties, people. But
that's right. Technical difficulties.
Yep. Personally appreciate them. All right, though. Before we get into this, we'll get into our favorite segment, little something we call. It is an even number. You know what that means?
The big guy.
I am first this week. I'll try not to grab all the best ones. But I got a couple actually here. I'm going to grab something a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab so I'm going to grab AEW Dark returns for one night. This is something that I think AEW needs. AEW Dark, they're in I think I can't remember where they're going to be. See here. They were taped following Collision, and they're going to air on AEW's YouTube channel, which is what Dark used to do, on Tuesday, December 16th, which is today. Yep. And the Dark lineup is the Death Riders, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Pac versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, James Drake, Zach Gibson, and Nathan Cruz. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Mescal Dorado versus Mark Andrews, Kid Lycos 1 and Kid Lycos 2. And then Marina Shafir versus Isla Dawn. Now, that's actually got a lot of their top stars on it. But what Dark used to be was for their lower card, people on their lower card, and young people that were coming up that needed to train and needed to get those reps in. That's what Dark used to be for. Because of Warner Brothers Discovery being stupid and not giving a shit about the business, and Tony Khan rolling over like a good little dog, they got rid of it. And this is a bad thing because Dark was basically AEW's answer to house shows. And that was actually one of the criticisms that Cody Rhodes put forward about one of the reasons why he had issues with AEW and why he kind of and one of the reasons why he left was because he felt like if you don't get those reps in, it makes it easier for you to get injured and things like that, which there may be something to that, because after Dark went away, what happened? A lot more injuries started happening because you're not working as often. You're not getting those reps in. Secondly, all of these younger people, all these people that need work and need to come up, they're not getting those reps in. So Dark was a way for people who are on the lower end of the card, people who don't get a lot, who maybe don't get a lot of airtime, things like that. It's a way for them to get their reps in to improve themselves, so they got a chance to maybe rise up the card. And a lot of wrestlers actually started off there and worked their way up. So people like Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter used to be on there all the time. Red Velvet used to be on there all the time. I remember Britt Baker was on there. The Dark Order, a bunch of people. We used to, that used to be the way that they got their time. And I'm hoping that now, since the deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, especially with everything that's going on with Warner Brothers Discovery, hopefully they'll bring Dark back and bring it back in that way to help build those people up and give them a chance to get those reps in. I think it's really important. So this is a good thing. I'm glad it's back. And I think they need to bring it back on a permanent basis and let that be the way that they build up their lower roster. So that's my good. Matacito said, yeah, that's a good card. Yeah, it's a pretty good card. I personally think that maybe you have one match on there where you've got some of your main roster stars and stuff like that, just to give it a little bit of oomph. But the rest of the matches should be people that are on the lower end of the card. So, Matacito, hey, hello at the Wrestling Council. Hail, yep. Appreciate your leg kick. Appreciate you being here, brother. So that's my good. My bad. More injuries. Layla Gray recently announced that she had a knee injury that's going to require surgery. They're not exactly sure how long she's going to be out. Hopefully it's not long, but that's going to put her on the shelf for a bit. Bobby Lashley was also injured while competing in the C2. And he, Bobby Lashley, and it's an undisclosed issue, but they're saying that he's done for the rest of the year. Hopefully that means that, that he's done for the rest of the year. It means it's only a couple of weeks. I think we'll probably know more after the first of the year about how long he's going to be gone, or at the very latest, I think we'll probably know about it long before then. But at the latest, hopefully it'll be the first of the year. But he's out. He's being replaced by Shelton Benjamin. That's unfortunate. Also, J.D. McDonough. He had a hand injury. And but he has also stated that he's not going to be out for very long. However, he did have to have surgery, so I'm thinking he's going to be out for at least a month, maybe longer. Because you have surgery on something, you're looking at least 4 to 6 weeks.
Yep.
So speedy recovery to all of them. Hopefully they get back, and like I said, you never want to see somebody get injured. And hopefully they can recover from all of this. That's my bad. My ugly, and this is a big one. Mick Foley announces he is parting ways with WWE over relationship with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, with the murder of Rob Reiner, which is absolutely horrible. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. This thing that happened with Rob Reiner was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. He had some choice words for Rob Reiner and made a comment now. And a lot of people are really angry about it, and understandably so. Here's what I'll say about this. I don't agree. I do not personally agree with how Donald Trump made this statement about Rob Reiner's murder. Like I said, while I don't agree with how he said it, how he put it, we've seen people on the other side of the aisle say far worse things about people on the right. Like most recently about Charlie Kirk's murder. And I'll say this: Mick Foley is someone that has kind of stood on business, and we know that his feelings, and he's one of the few people that I would say coming out and saying something like this, there's no hypocrisy to it. But if you're gonna get on your soapbox and clutch your pearls, you better be able to back your crap up with receipts. An example I would use would be someone like Amanda Seyfried's comments about Charlie Kirk, and Rob Reiner himself being one of the loudest voices pushing the Russian collusion hoax about Trump. However, Rob Reiner also, credit where credit's due, when Kirk was assassinated, he came out and he said that it was wrong, that this was wrong. No ifs, ands, or buts, not good. So I will say that. Again, I don't condone the way he went about it, when Trump went about it. But again, we've seen far worse from people on the left, including celebrating the attempted murder on him and Charlie Kirk. People like, what's her name? Kathy Griffith, literally calling for the guy's death. So the people that have been consistent about it and about this and, have, been like, hey, these things are not okay. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I got respect for them and their opinion on this. People like Kathy Griffith, they can suck the pipe, because you know what? Like I said, you better have the receipts to back it up. If you're gonna dish it out, you better be able to take it. All right, over that, he'll be back. I'm sure he will. Like I said, it's a lot of this stuff is demonstrative, but and I've said it before and I say it again. I don't care what side of the aisle on. This kind of stuff is not acceptable. So I will leave it at that.
All right.
And that's my GBU. Hollywood, what you got, brother?
My good. Speaking of Saturday night's main event, Fragile Fred can take it. The promos these two guys are cutting are pretty good, so I can't wait to see their match on the 5th.
Yeah.
And see, maybe Rick and Scott show up at that, because Punk was talking Steiner math with Rick and his stupid brother Scott, so we'll see. But the good, I really enjoyed the match between, even though it was outside interference from Drew McIntyre to end it. The match between Cody and Obafemi was really good.
Yeah, it was really Cody did a really good job of putting Obafemi over. I think Obafemi's heading to the main roster very quickly.
He is. I mean, he'll drop the strap here soon, and then get called up there. But man, bring that guy up to put him in a feud with McIntyre, and then I'm sure sooner or later we'll see Obafemi versus Braun Breaker at some point.
Yep,
that'll be a hell of a match as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Obafemi. Saw Ruka didn't look too bad. She got a big gymnastic background, so her moving around, fits to what she was at.
Yep.
And Michael Cole, something he said that never would have been said before, when under Vince McMahon, sports entertainment died and professional wrestling won on the closing match on Saturday night's main event.
Absolutely.
And because McMahon did not like those words, he did not like professional wrestling.
Nope.
Sports entertainment man himself. And but I thought that was probably top to bottom the best Saturday Night's main event they've had this year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and yeah, the crowd really behind Cena. And as we all know, you're going out, you're losing. You're not winning your last match. You're there to put somebody over, be it John Cena, be it Goldberg when he lost, Kurt Angle to Corbin. That's what you do. And those people, oh my God, John Cena lost. Well, yeah, of course he lost. That's the way you do it in professional wrestling.
Yeah, you give the rub to somebody.
And those people, oh yeah, Gunther's this years old and he's 38 and that. Like, okay, he's got another 10 years he could be wrestling in that ring.
Yeah.
Like the transformation Gunther made from a couple years ago was he was overweight, out of shape. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, he transformed himself.
He put it in, and he deserved to be the final opponent for John Cena.
Yeah.
So, again, overall, Sunday's main event, that was my good. My bad was from Monday Night Raw last night. I talked about it with Rob at lunch today. Please move the hell on from Nikki Bella.
Yeah, this has not been great.
My fear is they're going to take the title off of Stephanie McCord and put it on Nikki, and I don't want to see that. I really don't. Nikki's not that good in the ring. She needs a lot of help to get herself over. You put her in with the wrong person. Like, put her in that ring with Maxine Dupree. Not taking against Dupree, but that would be awful. And Nikki Bella's time has come and gone. Let's move on. Where the hell is Julia?
Dude, what do you want me to tell you, man?
Put Vakir in a match with Roxanne Perez. Liv Morgan.
You could put her in a match with just about anybody, and it'd be better.
Not Nikki Bella. Please, not Nikki Bella. Done. Like, I was... Where that whole Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez thing is going, I'm a little interested in that, invested in that. But when you throw Nikki Bella in there, it's just like, no.
Yeah. Wasn't a great show. It was okay. It was an okay show. But man, yeah, I agree. Rox like Nikki Bella she ain't it. She ain't it. And she wasn't. I never thought she was particularly good. Julia is getting wasted in 100%. 100%. I never thought Nikki Bella was particularly good from when she was full-time active. I especially don't think she's very good now.
No.
And I don't think they're going to put the belt on her just because, there's been so much negativity with her being back. But they've done worse before.
They have.
So,
speaking of worse, here is professional wrestling 38 years ago.
Oh, Lord. So, but we'll see. All right. And what was your ugly? What you doing?
If it would actually work.
Oh, you trying to add something? Hey, Frank's the one having technical problems this time. There we go. Oh, Lord.
I finally had to say, stand back.
You better mute that. Yeah, mute that before you get struck. Yeah.
That is 38 years ago today.
Brie was better, but she wasn't the one sleeping with Cena.
That was.
I don't know that Brie was Brie. I agree with you. I think Brie was a little bit better, but man, Nick, neither one of them were like compared to the talent that's out there now. Neither one of them were great. So I just think the guild on the Lily, the guild is off the Lily. Why is my friggin' mic cover having issues here?
But again, that was professional wrestling 38 years ago today.
Yeah.
Mr. Vince McMahon, stand back.
God. But all right. And what was your ugly?
The same thing as your best injury bug. It's you've got guys being hurt. Hopefully you start seeing some of these guys coming back soon.
Yeah.
And for any of you who is a Patrick Mahomes fan, out for the next 9 to 10 months, ACL tear.
Ouch.
So we can't see he wasn't that good this year anyways. But
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's the injury bug, unfortunately. It keeps continuing through this year. And hopefully going to 2026, we get some of these people back and ready for a good year. I'm ready for 2025 to be over myself.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then special shout out to my sister Andrea, her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, sis. And 9 more days, brother. 9 more days till Christmas.
I can't wait for it to be over. Dude, I'm so freaking done. I am so done with this freaking this season, man.
We've got to start working on our end of the
best
year.
Of.
Yeah, best of 2025.
It's gonna be interesting. But all right, guys, that's our GBU. All right, let's get into this. John Cena, the doctor of thugonomics. His final match is obviously after the last time is now tournament, which had a few controversies in it as well. We knew going from the start that Gunther was going to be the one that won. Steve Borden made his AEW debut. Yeah, so Sting's son Steven made his AEW debut. Looked pretty good. And hopefully, I mean, dude, if he's got half the talent his dad did, that guy's going to be something else. I do think that he started a little old. Let's see, Steven Borden. His age. Steve Borden Jr. Actually, he's in his mid-20s. All right, so he's not as old as I thought he was. Okay, no, dude, and like I said, he's been training with some good people, and if he turns, like I said, if he's got half the talent his dad did, he's going to be good. So let's keep, fingers crossed, And now let me ask you this: do you think Sting should kind of hand the gimmick off to him?
Just be his own man.
You think he'd be his own thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Like, I'm not a big fan of what's his name? Dominic doing the
Rey Mysterio mask thing?
The 420.
Yeah.
Like, come up with your own moves.
He's too tall and lanky to do it. He doesn't do it very quickly.
Yeah,
it doesn't look very good.
Yeah, he's just not quick. You say he's quick, he's not quick, he's too big for it. He needs to come up with something of his own, signature move of his own. and go from there.
I think he should use the frog splash like Eddie.
Yeah.
Leaning into that whole "I'm your papi" thing. Maldacino disagrees. He says yes, but only after a few years. All right, I get it. I appreciate that.
And well, if he's going to use his dad's gimmick, would you prefer the Crow gimmick or his old gimmick with
his old gimmick,
bleached hair and colored face paint?
The bleached hair. He'll Surfer Sting.
Yeah,
he should be. If he's going to do that, he should be Surfer Sting. Because I think the whole Crow thing was a special, something serious, something that happened, and it was story driven. And obviously he held on to that for years and years and years after. If Steve Borden Jr. is going to take over that gimmick, though, it should be the old Surfer Sting. Steve Borden Jr. wrestled up here and stayed out at Defy Wrestling. Yeah, I know that's where he was working and where he was starting to train and everything. But yeah, dude, if everyone that's talked about it said that he's looked really good. So again, hopefully, if he does do something with AEW, obviously his dad's working with him. I know Darby Allin has been training with him as well. A couple other people. This is another one of the things where I think they need to bring back Dark so that people get reps.
Yep.
But hopefully, dude, I'm all for a second generation guy coming up and making good. So hopefully something good comes from it. But getting back onto the subject, obviously Cena's final match happened. The match itself was really good. A lot of I wouldn't say it was Super Cena, but it was definitely a lot of false finishes. They did the whole thing where he was being choked out and the arm stopped and he's coming back from it. Yeah, I agree. Surfer was best. He could pull it off 100%. And again, this match was all about him passing the torch and Gunther becoming the new legend killer. I think that's what this whole thing was. And there's another element to this that people are not really thinking about is the fact that Gunther's being built up to be the new uber bad. For the last decade and a half, it's been Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar was that guy that was just a freaking monster. Randy Orton was the legend killer and all that. I think this is more of a Brock Lesnar thing. Me personally. And I think the way they set this up, because like I said, they made that announcement that Brock Lesnar is going to be leaving the company as well. He's not going to be, and Lesnar's not going to be doing a retirement tour or anything like that. He's just going to be done. And Gunther's being built up to be the monster. The ring general, the way he was when he was in NXT, where he was the freaking boogeyman. And if you go back and you watch the matches that he had over there in NXT with guys like Pete Dunne and Ilya Dragunov, holy crap, dude. Gunther was a monster. He was an absolute beast. And again, like I said, I've always described him, the way that we've always talked about him is Gunther is a throwback to the old days of wrestling in the best way possible.
Yes, definitely.
He's a classic wrestler. And it works. And when he's the ring general, when he's the heel, he is a force to be reckoned with. So I'm 110% behind that. And then we come to the finish, and this is where the controversy comes in. So for anybody that hasn't watched that match, basically Gunther puts Cena into a sleeper. Cena tries to power out of it. He almost gets it. Then Gunther gets him back in and pulls him back down. and John Cena taps. So John Cena, so Gunther made John Cena quit. You know, Mr. Hustle, loyalty, and respect, Mr. Never Quit, had all that merchandise and stuff that was like, you know, never quit, never give up. He gave up. And that's where the controversy comes in. A lot of people like, and I'll be honest, my initial thought was him losing to Gunther, not a problem with that. I think that was the best way to go. And, you know, like kind of like passing the torch and being like, you know, and setting Gunther up, like I said, to be that new uber bad. I think that's the right way to go. I think that's the best way to do it. I did not initially think that him tapping Cena out was the way to go. I thought have Cena, you know, pass out and not be able to continue. Let him exit with some dignity, et cetera, et cetera. However, like you pointed out, I started thinking a little bit differently about it. And you said if he had not tapped out, if he had not beaten Cena clean, then there's always going to be this argument of, well, Cena never truly lost. Cena didn't really lose. He just couldn't continue. So there's that element to that. So, and the way they're building, like I said, they're building Gunther up to be this new uber monster. He's the replacement for Brock. Uh-oh. Hopefully we didn't can you guys all still hear me? Make sure that this isn't on my end. Because I think we lost Frank for a second. Oh, you still there?
I'm here, but I don't know why.
Your camera cut out?
Yeah.
All right. We'll fiddle with it a little bit. Check your settings and see what's going on. But there you go. You're back.
Yeah.
There you go. You're good. Uh-oh. You froze again.
Yep.
You're having a little bit of trouble, but it's all right. We'll work through it.
Yeah.
But so I personally think that oh no. Device is not connected. You okay?
Yeah, it's for whatever reason the USB camera decided it didn't want to work, so it's on the laptop camera.
All right. Yeah, we'll deal with it later.
Biggie.
But I personally think that this was the right way to go. I think that him, you know, like this builds the storyline that Gunther is the new legend killer, that Gunther is the new uber bad, that Gunther is that monster that needs to be overcome.
Yep.
And I think that that's the intention, and I think that's the way to go. What the heck?
You tell me.
Maldacito said fog rolled in. Got to pay attention to the road now, dude. Be careful, brother. Maldacito's always Mal, dude. Just get home safe, Mal. All right. But we appreciate you being here, brother. So that's my take on it. You know, I think you during lunch you were saying the same thing. You want to throw your 2 cents in on this? Is there anything else you want to add? Do you think there's another element to this?
Nope. But it was a right call.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for those boohooing and whining, crying and blaming Hunter, it's not Hunter.
Yeah.
That was totally John Cena's call.
Yes, I guarantee you Cena went into this and was pitching ideas. Now, Cena might not have been like, you know, hey, you're going to tap out or something like that. But I guarantee you when somebody they said that to him, he was like, got it. I agree 100%. Let's go. Cena went into this with the whole idea of this was going to be his farewell tour. And at the end of it, he was going to put someone over. And I know some people are like, well, Gunther didn't really need it because Gunther was already over. No, this put a nuclear level of heat on Gunther. Gunther is the new legend killer. He's the guy he's not just the guy that retired Cena. He's the guy that made Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect quit.
Yes.
And if you don't believe that that's a big deal and that's going to help him like going forward as the uber bad, look at the reaction that people had with him on Monday night. They freaking hate this dude right now. They hate this guy. And that's exactly what needs to happen. This is going to take Gunther from being a top guy to being the monster going forward. And that's exactly what they needed to do.
Yes.
I get what people are saying. I understand that some people don't like the idea that John Cena gave up. A lot of people are saying that Cena shouldn't have lost at all, that they should have done something more along the lines of what they did with Sting, where Sting won his final match. Here's the difference. Sting didn't lose. Sting's match wasn't a one-on-one. Sting's match was a tag match. So there's some difference there. Now it was for the AEW World, Tag Team Championships. I personally, and I personally didn't think that it should be. And it did create kind of a little mess afterward. But I understand what people are saying. When it's one of your heroes, you don't want them to go out on the bottom. Okay? But when you look at the way John Cena was going about this end tour and the way he was like, look what he did with Dominic. Look how the way he put Dominic Mysterio over.
Yep.
This is exactly the way John Cena wanted to go out. I guarantee you this is how he wanted to go out. So at the end of the day, I think this was the right way to go. I really do. And I understand the disappointment. You're supposed to be disappointed. That's the whole idea behind the whole storyline. You're supposed to be disappointed that this guy took out your hero because this guy is the uber bad. And going forward, this is Gunther is the guy that should come in and be the spoiler for everything. He is the new Brock Lesnar. So, and this is how I want to see Gunther at some point. Me personally, I want to see Gunther take the belt off Cody. Now, I know that there's an issue with who's on what roster and who's on what brand or what have you. That's something that can be worked around. Now, the downside of this is we all know what's going to happen going forward as far as who's going to win the Royal Rumble and who's going to win King of the Ring.
Yes.
Because either Braun Breaker or Roman Reigns are going to, those two guys are going to win both those matches. Which one's going to win whichever one, we don't know. But Breaker's going to win one and Roman's going to win the other. That's an unfortunate element to this because I really wish that because of what happened in this match, that there was some controversy about who was going to win going forward and who's going to be challenging at WrestleMania and whatnot. I would have fed into this match with the match with John to build some kind of a controversy here and about who's going to be challenging who and for what. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen because we already know what's going to happen. We already know who's challenging and who's doing this. So, whoever wins though after WrestleMania, I really hope that Gunther is the guy that they got to go up against. And when they do, Gunther should win.
Oh, of course.
Gunther should be, like I said, he should be the new Brock Lesnar. So we'll see if WWE capitalizes on this properly. We do know, just like we've been saying, TKO have been sticking their nose into this creatively and whatnot, which is what's caused a lot of the unevenness in WWE's booking the last 6 to 8 months. So we'll see. But the situation with Gunther, I think the decision that was made was the best way to go.
And so do I.
Yeah.
Really do.
I mean, what other scenario do they have where it's going to work out the way it needs to work out?
I have no idea.
I really don't think that there's any. I don't think there's any better way to do this.
No, and there's talk that what's his name, Lesnar, his last match might be in Minnesota for, I think, SummerSlam is there next year.
Yeah, dude, we may not see him for. I mean, if we see Lesnar, it's going to be very sparingly between now and then.
Yeah.
And it might not, dude. We may not get that match because, like I said, he said he doesn't want like a retirement tour or anything like that. He's just ready to go.
Yeah.
But I think his contract is all the way through until then, and that he has a minimum number of appearances that he has to make, which may be like I think 4 or 5. So I think it'll be like what happened with Survivor Series. He'll come in, he'll make an appearance, and then he'll go away. And then he'll come back a few months later, make another appearance, and then go away. And then that's what they'll be doing with him until he's done.
Yep.
I think that's where it's going to. Honestly, it's not about his momentum now. It's down the road and what will matter. But I don't believe in WWE's follow through to maintain stars. Yeah, that's been an issue, especially of late, the last few months, of the last 6 to 8 months, I think. And I do think that TKO is a big part of that. But hopefully they don't drop the ball on this with him. So. All right, that's our thing on.
Yeah, I hope they don't drop the ball on all this.
Yeah, it's Gunther's too good for them to screw this guy over.
And so, what are we thinking about the Masked Man?
Well, it's one of the people that we said it was going to be.
I know.
I still think that there's going to be another person. The other shoe is going to drop. It's like there's a second Masked Man. Like, well, no, dude. We saw that the two different people had two different builds. You could tell that it was two different people. So I still think it's Ricky Starks. I think someone else said that they think it could be Montez Ford. I don't know that I agree with that. I think more than likely it's Ricky Sainz. /Starks. I think that's the reason why they took the title off of Starks, and I think that's what's happening. He's going to be coming up to the main roster. So I think we're going to get oh my God, there's I'm not going to call. There's another Masked Man. Who is it? Oh my God, it's Ricky Starks. The Saudis are going to pay for a rematch this time with Cena winning. Dude, I don't think that ain't gonna happen, dude. I think Cena's done. I think, unlike a lot of people when they say they're done, that they just kind of like keep showing up and everything. I think Cena, when he's done, he's done. He's out of there. They moved him to the alumni page. He'll show up for signings and stuff like that. He might show up to like do a promo for a big show or something like that, but he's not going to be doing anything in the ring. He's done. I think he's finished. But yeah, as far as who the mask guy is, I think that's what's going to happen with all of that stuff. But yeah, so final word on this. I think what they did with Gunther was the right thing to go do. And we'll see what happens going forward and see if they capitalize on it. Anything else you think needs to be touched on? I was going to say we could talk about World's End, but there's only two matches for World's End so far. So
yeah, no reason for that.
There's no reason for that. We'll talk more about that. Big Daddy says, I don't think Cena's done for the. Really? You think he's going to come back for like? he's going to be doing like that callback stuff that Taker was doing for years.
Please don't.
I hope not. We saw what happened with the diminishing returns with Taker. Diminishing returns, I mean. Malasito agrees with you, Big Daddy. And hey, I could be wrong. I mean,
Yep.
Cena did say in that one interview, when he was talking to Joe Rogan, he said that the reality is like if I could do this forever, I would. We'll see. I would prefer that they didn't do that. I think if you notice your time, then it's time to walk away.
Yes.
And he's got a lot of other stuff on his plate. Nothing is forever in WWE. That's
true.
That is true. That is true. But I think with all the stuff that he's got going on in Hollywood, I know he's got like 2 movies.
What about me?
He's got like 2 movies coming out, getting ready to go. Sting was done, Taker was done, Rick was done, so on. So, Rick is sick in the head though. Rick was like, I'm dying in this friggin' ring, man.
Okay, we don't want that.
No, we don't. And Cena's nowhere near as old as Ric Flair was. But yeah, I think it's very possible that he might show up again. I hope not. I hope, I'd rather see him right off in the sunset. Yeah, that's Saudi money, man. Wait till he has some major flops. He'll be back in the ring. Be like The Rock. Cena's body is affected though. Yeah. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why he said that he was done is that he just doesn't feel like he can keep doing it at a high level like he's done in the past. So
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But like you said, then that Saudi money is very, 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 very tempting. So we'll see what happens. I think a lot of it depends on his Hollywood career as well.
Yeah.
We won't see The Rock. We won't see The Rock back either to wrestle. I think The Rock is done. I think The Rock's like, you know what? As far as being in the ring, I'm done.
That whole thing with The Rock and Travis Scott and
that soured a lot of people on him.
Yeah.
So I think The Rock is happy just high level with a low bar. Yeah. I think The Rock is happy being up on the board of TKO and being able to tell other people what to do.
Yep.
But all right, girls. That's it for this week. Appreciate everyone that was here. Are you going to be available for next week, or you got anything going on at work or something like that?
I should be available.
Okay. Well, yeah, either way, if I have to do a show by myself, I can do that. So everybody take care. If you're doing Christmas shopping and everything, be careful. Traffic is insane.
Of course it is.
Be safe. A lot of crazies out there, guys. And take care of yourselves. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.